Voila. Welcome to the rearrival of another episode of R&R. It's Jameson Ballard and I'm your host. Happy Monday. How y'all doing today, man? Shout out to the Rank Gang. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Capital Letter Club. We back, you feel me? Yeah. And I don't know, I hope y'all can hear me. I got my volume adjusted to the appropriate octave. And I'm just hoping everybody can hear me right, you know what I'm saying? Now, today's episode is entitled The Divided State of America. Yeah. It's crazy out there, man, because it's like we slick going through a civil war, if you will. What's up, 29? What's happening, man? Listen, I don't like the way it's looking, but I love an underdog, man. I love to see somebody standing up for theirs, you know what I'm saying? And to be honest, last week I made a slight kerfuffle by not mentioning the activated individual of the week. I didn't even do who got active. I wish somebody that was tuning in would have caught that and let me know, because I fumbled the ball on that one. But it's cool, right? Because I don't know, I feel like I would have been over mentioning this individual that I'm about to mention right now, and that's Governor Greg Abbott. Shout out to Brad, because he would have definitely won last week's activated individual of the week. That was my intention anyway. But this week, it's going even further. It's going far. Brad is literally up against the federal government and Joe Biden right now. And he's being very, very defiant, if you will. Now, this country was found on rebelliousness. In Texas, I think it's somewhere even in their bylaws that they have the right to secede from the country if things don't work out the way they feel like it should, which is probably why they got their own grid, their own power grid, and all that good stuff, right? And it's being overwhelmed right now, especially with the amount of immigrants that have, slid through here because of Biden's selfish ways. I say selfish ways because, I've discussed this some on the last episode and maybe the episode before that. By the way, this is episode 4 of season 3. So we gonna keep it going. Yeah. Shout out to the Rant Gang. Shout out to the Capital Letter Club for y'all tuning in again, man. If you fresh and new to this channel, please like, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, definitely activate that like button on the way in. This tune in for more. This episode is brought to you in part by Kicks, the luxury urban shoe brand developed by yours truly. And also we had a new sponsor, the Velvet Tiger. So if you need any of the medicinal treats, holla at them. They got a location over there on Reno and MacArthur. And they got some premium hydroponics. So yeah, if you into that. Now, let me go through my notes right quick, because it's quite a bit to get into, man. It's more than a mouthful, to be honest, for real. What's up, man? What's happening, man? We got another member that slid in here, man. I appreciate your viewership. So yeah, man, if y'all came in, please feel free to chime in and let me know I'm doing a great job, because I could use that. But Greg Abbott, last week's winner of the Activated Individual of the Week award, stands on business. Better stand on business, for real. It's like they saying that it's going to be a convoy of truckers going to come down there and help him protect the border. We're supposed to start today. They on their way. I think they slid out, starting from Virginia, right? Because places like Eagle Pass have had so many illegal immigrants slide through there, bro. Let me give you some numbers, right? So I think in the month of December, it was over 300,000. November was 240,000 plus, and in October 240,000 plus. That's almost 1 million people, and that's just at their border. Bruh got, say, 25 other state governors, GOP governors backing him in this. That's half the country. Hence the term Civil War and the title, The Divided State of America. I mean, they even got Alaska in on this. Alaska, I don't even know if the immigrants going up that high, but they in there. I mean, yeah, I understand they're trying to come into America, and I ain't mad at that, but the border being so lax is just leaving us as residents of this country very, 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 very vulnerable. I'm hearing it in places like New York and then even maybe Chicago, they going door to door, knocking on doors, asking for money. I mean, this is after they've already been given, $9,000 a month to survive on. Let me explain a couple things. First of all, shout out to the truckers and the individuals that's out there helping him protect the border. Shout out to all the government. I'm not necessarily into being divided because it weakens us as a country. But I'm all about standing on business. And Greg is like, I'm going to call him Greg. Greg is like, look, I've trusted the president of the United States to protect us. And he's dropped the ball. So I have the right to protect the members of my state from MS-13 or whatever gang members or whatever other threats that might be sliding in through this. You know what I mean? Like we function with so many different factions at this point. I mean, I don't really think we can afford to be divided as we are, right? With us going up against places like Russia through the Ukrainian situation and over there in the Middle East again. I mean Gaza and all that. It's just, we helping people, but how can we help everybody if we can't help ourselves first? And then I'm hearing things like Kim Jong-il is contemplating war efforts against South Korea because it's so much going on everywhere else. That's all we don't need right there in order for us to start World War III for real. I mean, I'll get into world news a little bit later, right? Right now, I kind of want to stick on the topic because it's a little bit more to unpack than I really want to think about, right? I mean, let's just face it, man. Of course, America is a place where most people want to be. We're one of the freest countries in the world, if not the freest. But 1 million people, I mean, we as the foundational Black American community of this country are, if we're being honest, they're trying to replace us. I mean, by they, I mean the Democrats are trying to replace us as their, primary base because we're fed up. We fed up with the amount of things that they not doing for us over the time we've been activated as Democrats, which I almost don't even understand why we would do that, right? I mean, I get how it happened with Lyndon B. Johnson giving us all this stuff, but when you're being given things, it's like, to me, I'm leery of that because it's basically bait. It's bait. A person giving you, not giving you enough to thrive, but giving you enough not to die. And it made us, it's possibly made us lazy. Now they're doing it to the immigrants. And it's like, if the immigrants don't understand anything, they should understand that this is an act of trickery. We first have to wake up to the whole fact that why are we voting Democrat, which we have for the most part. In large part, we have waken up to the fact that they have given us everything but what we've actually asked for. And they've given us pieces of that whenever we do ask for anything. They give us a portion of equality, a portion of you know what I mean, work, a portion of equal housing, I mean, they've given us enough for it to look like we got it, and then they put people in place. I say they, I mean like other factions of the country, like whether it be entertainment or whatever. They put certain individuals on the pedestal, so to the rest of the world, it looks like we're equal, but in fact, we are not at all. And when other communities come to our country, they promote them over us, and it's like, it's a slap in the face. It's a slap in the face because let's just say we as the foundational Black American community was unified on some union type shit. And this country was, I don't know, Ford Motor Company. And we decided to strike against the Democratic Party because they're not giving us what we're asking for. And then scabs jump over. I mean, a lower vibrational individual would be ready to fight. And I don't understand why our vibration is so high, because, I mean, I'm not saying that we should be trying to physically hurt individuals altogether, but I'm definitely feeling like we should be doing more than just not voting. That's if I'm being honest. And I don't hear anybody really talking about other efforts other than, now, we'll talk about what's going on in the rest of the world in a second, but why are we so comfortable? What? It's because you got a job still, right? Why are you still just sitting there? Like, why haven't we figured out how to peacefully extinguish the efforts of those who feel like that we don't deserve what it is we're asking for? Which is why I was kind of getting on to families and individuals like the Kings, because it's like, of course, we don't expect them to do all the work, but it's like, and I know they watching, and by they, I mean the feds or whoever. I mean, acceptable abuse. What kind of abuse is acceptable? Why are we so accepting of this? Like, it's because, like, we got most of the stuff we need. Like, again, you're not starving, but you're not thriving. Not in the least bit. And these people are coming in, leapfrogging over us to get whatever benefits they're giving. And they're telling us they can't give us, I'm going to say this word. And I know some of y'all might not like this, but I am pro reparations. We should be getting paid for whatever our ancestors have already done. And they're telling us they don't have the money to pay us, but they're handing out nearly $1 trillion in the effort to replace us as the Democratic voting base. And it's nonsense to me how docile we've been as a community. But I digress, because I don't want to put anybody on red alert or get my page flagged because of how I'm talking right now. I'm just saying, I mean, you see these other individuals, and by other I mean primarily the Caucasian individuals, who are driving down in droves to help Texas right now. I mean, it's talking about a convoy of truckers, 700,000 truckers on their way to Texas right now. That's not even, it's a lot of people, but it's like, can we get it together, please? Because it's just like, it's pathetic how comfortable we are with just chilling. Anyway, Biden has also frozen the export of liquefied natural gas, maybe in retaliation to what's going on out in Texas, because Texas is the biggest exporter of liquid natural gas to the rest of these individuals, and I mean like Europe, for energy. But here comes another L for the rest of us as far as like the world, because if these people can't get that, what you think they're finna do for energy? I mean, there's other energy sources, but they're way dirtier, like coal. I mean, so Because you being selfish and telling them we can't sell, we can't. The rest of the world got to take a bigger L. Come on, Brian. Come on, Democrats. Come on. I'm not even trying to sound like the most political channel. I'm just saying it just don't make good sense. And we just sit by idly watching it. And I guess we don't think that this is going to affect us in one way or another at some point. It does. It will. And if it hasn't yet, just keep waiting for it. That's all I can say. I mean, it's not looking good though, man, to be honest. And that's just my take on that, right? On to other news. We have Celebrity Spotlight. Now, in Celebrity Spotlight, man, it's some bullcrap going on there too. And I say bullcrap, but at least this week it ain't as much us. And I'm just leave it right there, right? But we do have some things that are being readdressed again, and that's just, it was hilarious to me. I was watching the 5150 show. Corey Holcomb had me cracking up because he stays saying controversial statements, but to me it's just like, hey man, it's that man's truth, and I don't necessarily disagree with a lot of what he had to say. It was just funny that a lot of people are kind of scared of Dave, and I say Dave, but I'm talking about Dave Chappelle. So yeah, let me just break it down to y'all right quick if you haven't heard. Right now, Corey Holcomb on the beginning part of the 5150 show, like in the middle of last week, I think Tuesday of last week, bro was like, Dave Chappelle be bombing like a motherfucker in them irregular shirts on, smoking dumbass cigarettes, and I just didn't know. I mean, to me, Dave is funny on a lot of levels because I'm intelligent. I kind of get where he be coming from, but I mean, of course, when you, like Corey say, in these comedy streets, I mean, you see a lot more than I'm privy to, right? Now, on the stage, I think at the LA Improv, and I could be wrong, but it looked like, what is it, D-Ray Davis and Deion Cole is on stage with David Chappelle when he's kind of addressing what was going on, or his take on Cat Williams' interview. Yeah, we're talking about Cat Williams again, which wow, Cat Williams has done his thing, bro. He just, wow. Still talking about this dude, and I'm not mad at that. But apparently Dave is. Dave kind of sounded like he was slick hating, and it was D-Ray who came to, and not even to Cat's rescue, because Cat don't need that, but it was just like, bro was just not trying to, let Dave say everything he had to say without, D-Ray having a comment. And that was that it sounded like Dave was upset because apparently Dave dropped his special on the same day that Cat had his interview on Club Shay Shay. Club Shay Shay. Anyway, and D-Ray was like, you dropped the album, Dave, and Cat dropped the mixtape, and it may have hurt your views. And that is something to maybe address, but also D-Ray was like, I think that Cat's interview was good for comedy because it made comedy competitive again. Dave was simply saying, and it sounded like to me that, he definitely had a point, but of course him being intelligent, he gonna make it a point. It just wasn't very funny. It was just kind of like long drawn out. These niggas basically arguing on stage, like, and it was just like, and then Deion is sitting there looking uncomfortable as fuck, extra silent. He made a point to say something, but it was basically him ordering another drink while these niggas just tussling, tongue wrestling on stage for 30 minutes or so. Now, Corey was like, bro, be coming on stage and he just be doing some big brother shit on the stage and not being funny way more often than he should be. And he keep getting away with it, and niggas don't boo him because he Dave Chappelle, which is a good point. And he just throwing his weight around because he can get away with that because he's been so great in movies and on television, which is also a great point. But Dave was just like, hey, why didn't Cat say anything about these white dudes? And why ain't he saying nothing about none of the shit he did? He just talking about other people being hurt. And, you know, the crowd was like, bruh, he was simply firing back after these individuals that went on Club Shay Shay and bashed him in one way or another. And they stole it from him. And he just, after he let everybody get off, he came on and got at him. It was just, Dave was like, you're making it so other black comedians can't eat because of, you know, maybe it's a better way to handle that. But I mean, you know, how do you handle something public like that when it's been brought to you first? I mean, of course, it could have been a bigger man and just kind of talk to them behind closed doors, but apparently some of these niggas too big to even hear what he had to say. And they clicked up, which is what his point was. And I understand all of that. I'm just saying that's what happened. And with the way Corey brought it on the show was hella fucking funny. But it wasn't funny. It was just so real that a lot of people won't say that. And it was more shock value than funny. But it was, to me, it was funny as fuck. And I felt it. Although I do feel like Dave is funny. His last special probably wasn't his best work, but it was definitely worth the watch, right? Let me see. Nope. They publicly tried to make a mockery of him. You talking about Cat? Yeah. They most likely did, right? And it's just, what do you do when you hit with those low blows in the public? You know what I'm saying? Brett, again, got at everybody. I think he had a hit list, and he just started from the bottom and went all the way up, and it was just coming out. It's been making a lot of people kind of bring their take on what these individuals, such as Steve Harvey and all the other motherfuckers, have been doing for years. And, you know, rest in peace, Bernie Mac. But it's like people like Bernie ain't really getting the shine that they probably should have because, you know, none of that was brought up by Dave. It was just, it sounded a lot like, to me, that Dave was upset that interview got a lot more traction on the strength that it happened on the day that Dave's special dropped. And D-Ray wasn't finna let Dave get off the stage without letting him have it, even though D-Ray didn't have no microphone the whole time. He was like a heckler that was on stage with Dave, and Dave eventually gave him a microphone so he could air out some of his grievances with the crowd, but it was happening in front of the crowd, and it was kind of uncomfortable. It gave me a little bit of a, I'm trying to think of the term. I just had it, man. I lost it. But, you know, like, you know, anxiety is what I was trying to say. It gave me a little bit of, I don't like to see adults arguing. I don't want to see nobody tongue wrestling. With men, it's going to end up to be a fight, but they both had a huge amount of respect for each other. So, although it was extended, it might not have been as productive as it could have been if they were like in close quarters. Them two, it was like it was happening in front of everybody, and it was just kind of uncomfortable to watch. But it happened, and that's one part of celebrity news. Now there are two other parts that I have to get to in Celebrity Spotlight, and that is motherfucking, what is it, Vince McMahon of the WWE. Now, bro out there on some alleged Puff Daddy shit, and he hit with a lawsuit by Janelle Grant. She accused him of sharing sexually explicit photographs and videos of her with wrestlers. What the fuck is you doing with wrestlers on video anyway if you didn't want nobody to see that shit? First. Anyway, not to say this is a fault, because, you know, people do things for clout or whatever. And I'm not saying that this was for clout, but I'm saying like people fuck their bosses a lot. And bosses exploit people who are under them. I'm not in agreement to that. I'm not finna shit where I eat, but it's people that do it. A lot of people that do it. And Vince McMahon is being accused of something like that. But even on a larger scale, she alleges that he recruited men to have a threesome at the WWE headquarters and even during working hours while referring to her as his porn star. What? Now, I'm not in defense of Vince McMahon. I'm just saying, how long was this going on before you felt like it was a problem? And why all of a sudden it's a problem now? Is it something that you wanted that he didn't give you and you wanted to maybe settle out of court? Because a lot of times when people hit hard times, they start talking this shit. But it was all good just a week ago. And you was sucking dick and getting threesomes ran on you and all that shit. But then the minute why you don't get what it is that you're trying to get from this person. And this is whoever. I mean, it was some dude being harassed. Some actor talking about he was being harassed by a billionaire for years. Like, who is going for that if they don't like that? Again, I'm not trying to victim shame altogether, but I'm just looking at it from both perspectives. At any rate, Vince McMahon is up against the ropes right now for that kind of shit. And I just think that a lot of that could be avoided by something as simple as a non-disclosure agreement. But that wasn't the case, and now he getting sued. Damn, Vince. And he looked crazy. Bro looked at, I didn't even recognize, bro. He had a mustache now. He looked like he didn't went through it, man. His face is all weird. Bro looked bad. But anyway, I'm really trying to say, man, it ain't necessarily no right way to do wrong shit, right? But in order to keep yourself out of shit, first of all, keep your dick to yourself. But if you are going to share with individuals who are, whatever, because I'm all about consensual circumstances. If you are in consent of what's going on, I just need you to sign this, and you ain't gonna be talking shit to people when you get sour grapes or when things don't work out the way you think they should work, and you try to go and tell people that but you sending videos to other motherfuckers and calling people or porn stars, you're gonna open up yourself for other shit to happen by other individuals who may have seen this, and now you got witnesses to your issue and all that. It's just too much, bro. Why? What is going on inside your little mind and inside your confidence level that you have to shit on other people in order to make yourself feel strong or cool? Now she about to hit you in your pocket. And I can't say if any of this is true, I can't say bro don't deserve it, but it's all alleged because he hasn't been convicted of this yet. It's just that's what's happening right now. On another level, we got Trump. Trump again. Now, bro getting hit from all these different angles. And I mean, I don't know how he doing it right now. I think, and he like 80 something, bro. Or not 80, but I know is he 80? Bro into a lot of shit, and he getting hit for like 83 mil from a journalist named, let me see, E. Jean Carroll. Now, New York awarded E. Jean Carroll $83.3 million in damages in her defamation trial against former President Trump. I mean, I heard that the trial was kind of crazy. Brad Trump was definitely a little defiant, but then also was hit with like a gag order, so he couldn't even defend himself in the trial because he was saying that she was lying, but because she's a journalist, she was suing him for saying that she was lying because being dishonest is something that she can't really come back from in her field, being a journalist. So it was like a lose-lose, and Brad lost. I don't know where to go with that. I mean, I know he's still probably going through certain trials and stuff for like whatever was going on with with some tax situation, and then like it's just, can the man get out of trouble? Who knows? I just want y'all to understand, but it's way easier to get into shit than it is to get out of it. So just, you stay on the right side of shit if at all possible, bro, because, like I said, man, they bringing shit up 20, 40 years ago. Like, it ain't no statute of limitations to a lot of this shit. I mean, it's like almost damn near the same as murder. I know murder ain't no statute of limitation. Can you imagine going to prison for life and you 85 after you didn't stop playing? Because if they get them and they breaded, super breaded, your regular ass is definitely going down. And you ain't got no man to fight no case. So you finna have to plead out, and you gonna have to bleed out. Next on the agenda is worldview. Now, I'm putting this off a little bit, but let's just try to get this in there. These farmers is going crazy. I mean, all over the motherfucking world, all over Europe at least. I mean, they got France in on the shit now. I mean, they got tractors all up and down the freeways, and they got bonfires, and they burning shit. They protesting like a motherfucker in Germany. Listen, they raising taxes on farm operations. It got farmers turned up everywhere, all over Europe, bro. I mean, the World Economic Forum was on some other shit, and I guess they were trying to change laws in these different countries, and the farmers just ain't having it, but they are already not making no bread, I guess, and they like, we losing bread, and y'all trying to tax us harder on the shit that we not really making that much money on. So they took their tractors and they blocking freeways and shit. They just making it difficult for people to get shit done around there. What the fuck? Why can't we take a page out of their book as the foundation of Black Americans? I don't get it, man. I mean, we can have civil unrest without hurting people, but making them understand. I mean, because they out there in Europe, I mean, they shoot shit all on the Capitol building and shit like that. I mean, you just got to work, and you at, your Capitol or whatever, and you got farmers shooting doodle across the fence. I'm going home. Oh yeah, but to take it a step further, why we not at the house? We know where everybody. Anyway. In Germany, they burning shit down too, though. I mean, they shoot shit all over the Capitol wall. They got tractors active with hundreds of tractors blocking the streets since like early in the morning, and it just ain't stopping, bro. They got 5,000 or more, 2,000 trucks, 10,000 protesters all over the country, bro. Them is numbers. That ain't even like, it's not a lot, but it's gonna make you uncomfortable to see that that's happening. It's on the news all over the world. They not giving up, bro. Shout out to them. Shout out to them, because, I mean, come on, bro. How hard is it? It's got to be hard as fuck to just, I mean, we get to go to the grocery store because of them. They going out there farming shit, and, have you grown some shit before? You know how long it take to get some corn? I mean, yeah, we go to the grocery store, so we take a lot of that shit for granted, but, they raising the farms. They raising cows. They trying to grow shit. If some shit be dry outside, they don't get no money. It don't rain enough. You vulnerable. I mean, you barely, what? So yeah, they turn. It's a travel advisory warning for those of you who plan on heading to the Bahamas. Don't. I would say don't. Just chill. Go to another place, maybe Puerto Rico or something. I think, I don't know. I think, what is the name of those? Kamira White, first of all, shout out to her. Because she getting married, and she pregnant, and she happy as fuck, and that's so nice to see. But her and Precious got a group or a podcast, and I'm drawing a blank on the name, right? I almost had it. Anyway, I think they had something going out to one of them islands, bro. They changed it to Puerto Rico because people ain't really have passports like that. But it's good to see that they kind of switch it up, because, like I said, man, if they was heading to the Bahamas, if you headed to the Bahamas, don't own these hoes. That's the name of the podcast. Shout out to Own These Hoes, which is kind of, yeah, it's maybe a little vulgar, but hey, that's the name of their shit, and they go. So I fuck with those. But on these hoes is out there going abroad, and like I said, it's good that they switched it up, bro, because like I said, it's a travel advisor for the Bahamas. Apparently, in the Bahamas, they done had about 18 murders already this year, and it's still January. That's like if one motherfucker get murdered every day for 18 days, they didn't have that happen. And it's basically on some gang violence shit, right? So, it's murders in Nassau, I think, due to gang violence, and since the beginning of the year. So be careful, especially in the islands of Grand Bahamas and New Providence, because it's going down. We got to really be particularly careful. I mean, Brother Tariq said some shit that resonated with me. Like, a lot of you females that be out there just traveling alone, you got to be careful, man. You got to be careful, man, because it's not the same as it is out here. Motherfuckers be raping and pillaging. And when you be vulnerable like that, like he was saying on these cruise ships and shit, it be tricky in them waters. In the waters, because maritime law is different than it is. And then, you know, it depends on how many miles you out from an island, which determines the jurisdiction of the place that you're in. So, you're not safe. I mean, I'm not saying you gotta have a man to be safe, right? But it definitely will behoove you to be on a mission with your spouse, if at all possible. Because it's just not safe. It's not necessarily just safe in this country, but when you go into other places, it's way less safe. And so, you know, shout out to those of you who can afford to move around and do shit like that. But if you are, you might want to take the Bahamas off your list right now, because it's going down out there, and not in a good way. All right. So on to the segment of the show I like to call Don't Be a Weirdo. And on this week's Don't Be a Weirdo, we got a few things going on, right? I got a couple of runner-ups I'm gonna mention. That's because it's happening, and I think this should be addressed. Now, there was a woman in Mississippi who had a baby in the cold. As you know, it's been cold as fuck out here lately. You see the jacket. Although today it's been kind of nice out here. It was actually a really, really nice day out here. But over the last week or so, there was a woman in Mississippi that had her son, who couldn't have been no more than, he was in the Pampers, so he's probably not even 18 months. You know what I'm saying? But he was in a cart in the Walmart freezing. I mean, he's shaking. The lady that brought this baby. I mean, now she got coat on, she got boots on. This baby didn't have nothing on but a pamper, not a shirt, not no shoes. And she got him sitting in the cart. And then the bitch gonna throw some frozen food on the little man's legs and shit. And this people, because you know how we is Foundational Black America. That shit, if you got your kid out vulnerable like that, you fucking up, and somebody's gonna tell you that. Somebody's gonna let you know that you fucking up. And the lady had no remorse at all. She was being addressed by several individuals at one point. It was a man that was talking shit to her when she was grabbing the frozen goods that she was grabbing, right? And then it was an older lady in a rolling wheelchair that had grabbed the baby some clothes and bought the baby some clothes because they in Walmart. And she letting the woman put the clothes on the baby. And the baby, his parents just looking like, man, somebody help me. Somebody save me from this bitch. Please. And being a victim of abuse, there's a part of me that wanted to see this lady have something happen to make her understand that she was on some bullshit, because she had absolutely no remorse. After the lady bought the kids some clothes, I mean, the older dude was talking shit to her. This bitch started twerking. Like, don't nobody want to. Somebody was in the background talking about call the police. And, I mean, shout out to the lady that filmed this and I guess posted it, but she was fired for that. So I don't know who was weirder in that scenario. Was it the lady that was doing the baby like that, or Walmart for firing this lady for standing up for this kid, right? But those two didn't take the cake as much as this other individual that I'm about to mention. Apparently in Seattle, there's a dude, let me see. There's a dude who was like arrested after allegedly following young dancers at a ballet class and sniffing their feet in Edmonds. And the man was caught. The man looked like he was of Caucasian descent. But then was, I guess, let go. And then he was doing the shit again. So he out, again, he's sniffing kids' feet. Now, if you a foot fetish type dude, I don't got nothing against you, bro. But why not fuck with adults? What the fuck is you smelling kids' feet for, nigga? That shit weird. You're a fucking weirdo. But even weirder than that, they let the motherfucker go. And then he started doing the shit again. The man was caught sniffing kids' feet, following them into the changing rooms. I mean, you know, he resurfaced in Shoreline, making a getaway on a scooter. So he done got away. Now, they didn't arrest this motherfucker, but guess what? They are not releasing his name. They won't say who the fuck he is. He got a picture of his ass. They done arrested him already, so they know his name. It's like, are they protecting him? Or they were saying that, oh, no, he's innocent till proven guilty. So what, you gonna wait till a motherfucking kid get, I mean, what, taken or some shit before y'all do something? So that's kind of irritating to me. That the authorities out in Edmonds, Seattle, whatever precinct that is in that area, ain't really trying to out this individual, and to me it looked like they're protecting him. So I'm saying that the dude that's sniffing the feet is the weirdo. Whoever you are, weird ass motherfucker. And he driving a scooter. What kind of motherfucking grown ass man is riding on a scooter? Let me not do that. Because I know there's some of y'all out there who, you know, who grown and you know, you environmentally conscious, and maybe you don't feel like you wanted a car, you just can't afford a car, but you got a way to get around. But anyway, you driving a scooter and you sniffing kids' feet. How much weirder can you be? Motherfucker got on glasses, but he look like, where's Waldo? And they don't tell you who the fuck he is. So Edmonds police in Seattle, Washington, you don't know this, bro. Y'all all weird. You all as a group are the weirdos of the week. It's a group effort. Y'all can all have it. Hold that shit. And that's all I got to say about that. Now, let me regather myself, right, for this next segment, which is Who Got Active. Now, on this segment of Who Got Active, man, and look, if I ever miss one of these segments, let me know. Y'all been watching the show, fuck with me. Let me know. You can tell me. I can take it. Hey, did you do what you gonna do this one this time? Hey, real ones fuck up sometime. But anyway, Who Got Active, right? Now this was kind of a tearjerker for me on some real shit, because it's like you gotta be careful how you treat people for real. And I'll say that on the show constantly. Apparently, out in Philadelphia, there's a guy who patronizes this restaurant called, it's a sandwich shop called Steak 'em Up. And the guy's been going to this place of business for like over a decade. His name is George Johnson. And George Johnson is being, you know, a regular here for a while, being served by a lady named Carolyn DeFabrizio. So, I mean, I guess they have a working relationship with one another, and he noticed that today, Miss DeFabrizio, this wasn't her cheery self. And when he paid her, he asked, is there anything else I could do for you? And she said, sure. If you got an extra kidney, I'll take that. And you know what bruh said? Challenge accepted. Sure, why not? He said, what? An extra kidney? Wait, hold on. God gave me two. They a pair. And, I mean, most people, bro, I need all mine. I don't know what's for that. Bruh said, sure. And even crazier than that, bruh went and got tested. And a week later found out he was an actual match for the lady, bro. Bro was a whole match. And he went through with it. And gave her the kidney, bro. The lady had stage 5 kidney failure. Had to be tested all the time. I mean, he saved this woman's life, bro. And he did not have to do that. So, George Johnson, you are activated individual of the week. For real. And I don't know how she would ever be able to repay you for that, bro. For real. I'm like this, though. I need you to sign something. Because if something happened to you and you pass, can I get my kidney back? I'm just saying. We hope that nothing happened to neither one of them. But it's like, you know, and if I'm her, I'm like, look, hey, I hope nothing happened to you, but can I freeze the other one just in case? I don't know. Is that weird for me to say that? But I'm saying, like, nah, I mean, you know, congratulations to them, bro. Because after that, bro, hey, shit, she might need to be like, hey, will you marry me? Because, I mean, they need to probably go on and try to be together or something. But this is just, I don't know, man. That was just really, really nice to see that happened. And it was just like, where does that ever happen? Anyway. On to another segment I like to call Wake the Fuck Up. Well, it's like our music segment, right? And see, on today's segment of Wake the Fuck Up, we got an artist. First of all, shout out to little PJ, my nephew, bro. He put me on to another artist that I wasn't necessarily aware of because my screening process is just, I really don't even feel like I need to bring her into this yet. But shout out to him because he put me on to another artist that is still kind of new to me, but he let me hear it, and she sound right. She actually, I think, from Oklahoma City, for real. Or Oklahoma. I don't know if she's from the city. She said on her Instagram, Oklahoma to Houston. So she out there maybe in Texas right now trying to make it happen. But she barred up, though. She a little on the thick side, but she hid no. And I fuck with that. Her name is Neighborhood Barbie, P-H-E. So she spelled neighborhood kind of funny, but you can follow her. It's Nayborhood. And then Barbie is spelled normal, P-H-E, and that's all one word. Follow her on Instagram. Check that out, man. See what she on. I'm going to probably tag her in this. So, you know, if you're watching this and you see it, hey, man, keep going, bro. Sis, I'm sorry. Keep going. Do your thing. Represent, because she represent right now. And I'm proud of her, bro. Thank you, Neff, for putting me on, bro. But if y'all out there, y'all see somebody that's active and y'all want me to bring them up, you see somebody that's weird, you want me to bring them up, you see any of the stories that I talked about, and you either like that or you want to leave a comment and do that, but, you know, DM me and let me and put me on to somebody you want me to mention, and I'll shout you out on the show too, because I ain't a selfish nigga. You know, we're a community. We're a family, if you will. So yeah, man. I'm here for y'all, man, and I appreciate y'all. Oh, shit. I think I got a Cash App notification, so I appreciate all the Cash Apps that I get, each and every one of y'all, man, because, you know, like I said, it's not like I'm doing this for the bread, but, you know, this is my time. Time is precious, and I'm doing this for y'all, and you know, whatever y'all do for me, I appreciate that, so thank you. Thank each and every one of y'all. And all right, so to wrap this thing up, we got Now Flowers. Now Flowers is it's kind of, what we talk about, individuals that need their flowers now because they ain't been getting the pub they deserve. And on today's Now Flowers, we got an individual who really don't need no introduction from me, bro. He been doing their thing, they raw as fuck, and that's Rakim. Rakim had a birthday on the 28th of January, so happy birthday to him. Happy belated birthday to him because it's today, and that was yesterday. But I seen that, I guess Snoop Dogg had posted that on his Instagram. Shout out to him. But, Rakim is somebody that just don't necessarily get all the pub they probably should get. And, bruh is definitely a legend. Has solidified his position in hip-hop. You know what I mean? I don't know if he's gotten, a star on the Walk of Fame or, in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. But he in R&R's Hall of Fame right now. He's being introduced. And, him and Eric B. both. Because over Eric B's beat, bro, been doing his thing from the time he actually came into the game, bro, with hits like I Ain't No Joke, Don't Sweat the Technique, and Paid in Full. He ain't really, I ain't seen him in a while. So, hopefully he out there doing all right. But, I definitely want him to get his flowers before it's all said and done. And that's pretty much it for me today, man. So, I'm hoping y'all enjoyed the show. I know I started a little bit late today. It might not have gone as long as it could have. But, of course, we got things going on around here that need to be addressed. So I'll keep it short and sweet. But I appreciate y'all coming through and saying what's up. Like I said, activating that like button for me. And, I hope y'all have a productive week. And I'll see y'all next time. But until then, man, have a great one.